Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogma Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? This is Last Time Online. Welcome. This is a podcast online with the nerds that talk about nerdy things. I am George, and today I am joined by Jonathan,
What's up?
Alvaro,
Make every shot count.
Justin,
What's up?
Max,
Greetings.
and Lewis.
Hey.
Yep. And so to talk about our nerd report this week, I normally start, and I will say that I have been basically kind of just involved or hooked on like the Summer Games Fest stuff. And from the Summer Games Fest, I tried a few demos. So I tried Roots of Pachai, which is like the primitive Stardew Valley game. That's an indie game that I got
Is that
from
how
my,
you say it?
I think so, or
I thought it was
Pacha.
Pacha.
Pacha. No, you're right. It's Roots of Pacha. And I still want that game to be good. It's fun in the ways that Stardew Valley is, but I think it needs to do a little bit better of a job at kind of onboarding you to make you have fun faster. I ended up playing the Metal Hellsinger game, which yeah, I know Lewis played it too. You're
Yeah.
you're the one that actually made me pull the trigger on it because I was like, that kind of looks cool. Maybe I should try it. And then you said you were having so much fun with it, and then
Dude, it's so fun.
yeah, I downloaded it and I played through the demo like 4 times already. And
I played like 7 times.
yeah, I didn't think that a demo would be that replayable, but it's really fun. Yeah. For those of you at home that don't know, it's basically like a rhythm game. Uh, like had a baby with a with a shooter game, and it's really cool. You have to shoot to the beat. It's Doom and Guitar Hero mixed together.
Mhm.
So there's that, and there was one more that I was playing, and I can't remember it now. So I am going to end my nerd report early. I'm gonna feel bad. If once I end it, I'm not. I'm gonna feel bad about like interrupting somebody and be like, "Oh, I played that game too."
I just
But
remembered.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, basically Summer Games Fest stuff. I've been like hooked on some of the demos, and like watching a bunch of feedback and reactions stuff, doing our own reactions to it. But yeah, that was me for pretty much the. Oh, Roller Champions. That's the one. It's not a demo, but it's a game that I think came out that they teased by Ubisoft like 2 years ago during E3 or Summer Games Fest back then. I've been waiting for it to come out, and I don't know if it came out this weekend or it seems like it silently dropped or something like that. But I found it on the game stores all of a sudden. I was like, oh, I've wanted to play this so long, and so I've been playing the shit out of that. Yeah, it's basically like a roller derby game where you just like have to like skate around this rink with the ball, and you have to like make a lap around the rink before you're able to score. Then you can shoot it. Yeah, so I've been like absolutely addicted to that game so far, and that's what I've been doing. And so now I can I can peacefully end my nerd report knowing that I remembered the stuff that I was playing. Okay, and next we'll go with Lewis.
I've had a pretty steady week. We went to the Games Fest live, or
Mhm.
Summer Games Fest live at Fresno IMAX Theater. That was a pretty cool experience. It's like a freaking theater, like from the future,
Mhm.
or in the future. Also, I've watched Jurassic World Dominion. I'll also say that's not my favorite Jurassic World movie, or any Jurassic at all, but it was a little bit funny. I've been watching Stranger Things, been like trying to binge that. Just like a couple episodes left, but I've been really liking that. The characters are starting to, grow on me, especially like the new people. So I like how they're all working together.
Mhm.
And I've also during the weekend I went to Comic Con here in Turlock. It's like a small thing at the fairgrounds, just like a one building thing, and like a little bit of vendors outside the buildings. Got some cool stuff. But probably the coolest thing I got for my dad was a Bruce Lee Funko Pop,
Mm-hmm.
which is like super rare,
Oh,
and it's also like signed by his daughter Shannon Lee.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so hopefully my dad doesn't hear that through my
Nice.
through my wall. But yeah, that's gonna be his Father's
what
Day
if,
gift.
what if he watches the
He-
podcast?
He
Does he?
doesn't.
Wow.
I don't know what he.
That's
I
the
don't
one
know
less
the
viewer we
podcast.
have.
Wow. The one time he will, though.
It has to start from the top though. First episode. But
That's
also got
true.
a new book that I've been like waiting for. By my favorite comedian Tom Segura. It's called "I'd Like to Play Alone, Please." So far, it's been like pretty funny. It's a lot of stuff that you don't hear about in his life. Things like when he was young, uh, how he started as a comedian, stuff
Hmm.
about his family.
So it's
Yeah,
like an autobiography, right?
yeah, a little bit of autobiography, a little bit
Okay.
of essays too. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's pretty much been my week.
Oh, cool. Is that his only book that he has out?
I think that's his first book that he came out with.
Okay, nice. All right, cool. Moving on, we'll go. How about Max?
I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I'm gonna have a little list. So I guess I did some stuff, but I kind of crammed it into 2 days because work has sucked because of Jurassic World, and those people are ruining my life. But I guess I should be happy that Top Gun is still doing super well in the theaters because like we had a lot of pretty decently filled auditoriums still, and it was its third week out. But I crammed a bunch of stuff into yesterday and today. Um, I played Battlefield for the first time in a bit with George and Alvaro last night. I hadn't played the new the new update. They were right. That is a very awesome map. Took me a while to get back into the swing of things. Like I was doing horribly for the first few rounds that we played. But after a while, I was back to kneecapping with my shotgun and shooting some faces off. So
I
it
think
was pretty fun.
I think he started doing better when I stopped throwing smoke everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. George has this thing in tiny rooms where he likes to fill it with smoke so the enemy can't see, but that means I also can't see. So it was a bit of an experience, but it was really fun. And then I also downloaded the Nickelodeon All Star Brawl game just to give it a go. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I think it might be because I played solo with this computer. I didn't play online or anything. Didn't play with any of these guys yet, so it might be more of a party thing where it's more fun if you're playing with people. That way, you can talk shit and they can talk shit back to you because the computer doesn't say anything. And then this morning I watched Miss Marvel and Obi-Wan, the recent episodes. Still like them both a lot. I'll keep it at that in case we discuss about spoiler discussion later on down the line. I was catching up on a show that I should have watched already, but I finished the recent season of The Witcher, which I really liked. I actually very much loved the finale. I thought that it was a very cool fantasy episode, had a lot of action to it, but I thought that the story was good and it had a good cliffhanger for the next season. Looking online, apparently fans of the material hated that episode because apparently it's a lazy version of what happens in the game or the books. I don't know,
I can't remember
but
what happened in the last episode,
but
yeah.
I was like Justin when he watches Star Wars, like he was just entertained by what he was watching, had no preconceptions on what was supposed to happen or any of the previous material. Like the only material that I've known is season 1 of The Witcher, but I haven't read the books or played the games. And I also wanted to talk about the show Barry on HBO. They just finished season 3 on Sunday. And if you are a Bill Hader fan and have not seen it, you need to change that quickly because like his writing, his directing, and his acting is like totally not what I would expect from him ever. Like usually he's just like the jokey comedian on stuff like when he was on SNL and in movies, but in this one it's a pretty dark show. It has its comedy, but at the same time it also does have its darker serious segments. So I'm like super impressed with what he's done with that show because he does everything. I don't think he's directed every episode, but it looks like he directed like half the season, and he's like co-written or written the rest of the season too. So give that a go. And then this morning, because of all the hype from a couple people in this chat, I watched the Chip and Dale's movie because why not? It's an entertaining family movie. I don't think it was anything too special, but it was a solid family film. Had some laughs in it. So if you have the youngsters, you could do a lot worse. But that was pretty much my week in 2 days.
I'm a fan of like pretty much everything you said. 'Cause, like I'm a I'm a total.
Do you watch Barry?
I didn't watch it like I didn't binge it, but I can't remember how I started watching it. But like I would just like watch like an episode here or there. It's like it's not I don't think I'm watching it in order, but like I've seen like a few episodes. Yeah, it's like I like the show. Yeah.
Yeah, they just finished season 3, so it's all on HBO Max. If you have HBO Max, you can like watch the whole thing. This season took like 2 years to come out, so it'll probably be a while before the next season comes out. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it, you'll have plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah. All right, then let's move on to Justin.
I feel like I have not played a lot of games this week. I feel like I've watched more about games than I've actually played.
Yep.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, I did also. Well, I didn't go to Fresno with you guys, but I did watch it. All the other stuff. But I think. Oh, I did watch Jurassic Park, the new one. I enjoyed it. You'll enjoy it. It's kind of Jeff Goldblum, so you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah. What else? I think I played a little bit of WoW, and I actually picked up Stardew Valley up again, and unfortunately, I actually played a new board game this week that I had owned that I had not played. It's called Quacks of Quedlinburg, and you play as I guess a potion master. You're supposed to like. It's really fun because it's got like a catch-up mechanic. So like, it's one of those games where if you're losing, you still have a chance to win because
It's got
it
the
just
Mario
puts
Blue
you.
Shell mechanic.
Yeah, pretty much. So like what you do is every round you put these things in this bag, and you're constantly. It's what's the word? It's called a high risk high reward game. So the more you pull into this bag to further along your pot, the greater your reward is. But if you pull too much and your pot explodes, then you lose everything. So it's actually pretty fun. It's a game that I've had for a while, and I just finally learned to play. Actually, had a good time with it. But no surprise, I won. What else? Oh, I continued Bioshock again. I believe I'm about 3/4 of the way done with the first one, and then I will make my way on to the second one. And I am also watching Stranger Things. I am like 3 or 4 episodes in, I think. This season is like a lot darker than the original seasons. I think, like, just compared to like the first couple episodes that I've watched, I was like, damn, this is dark. But I think that is it.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, cool. Alvaro, you're up.
As previously mentioned by like 4 other people, we went to Fresno, watched the Summer Games Fest in IMAX. It was a total fucking snooze fest. But we got to see The Last of Us Part 1 remade in all its glory, even though it leaked that day of, which is unfortunate. I wish I didn't see that. But and they had a special edition, $100, go up at 4 p.m. that day, and it sold out within an hour, and I never got one, and I'm heartbroken. Beyond that, we did watch the Xbox show, and we did do a reaction to that and a mini show. So if you didn't see that, you can check that out. Also, a snooze fest. I mean, I'm not a fan of Xbox, so I mean, we can go fuck them kids.
Wow.
So like after that, that night actually, I went to San Francisco to a show, to see Lingua Ignota. I'm not gonna describe who they are, what they sound like, and recommendation lately is met with disappointment. and I'm not here to explain it to you. So lingua ignota, they're cool, and if you don't like them, you're not cool. Beyond that, I started The Quarry on PS5.
Okay, yeah. I've seen a
I'm
lot
like
of
an
people
hour
playing that.
in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm like an hour in, so I'm not very far. But if you've played like Until Dawn or Heavy Rain, it's something like similar to that. And it has a bunch of people like Brenda Song and Ariel Winter and stuff. It's probably like the most like star-studded cast because it has like Lance Henriksen and Ted Raimi. So he plays the cop. He's like the one I've seen like the most of currently. But it's pretty cool. I mean,
alive?
I guess
Yeah,
maybe it's just his.
I thought
Force Ghost.
he died a couple years ago. I could be wrong. Maybe he's just
That's
very old.
that's what the cast listing says.
I had like a crush on Brenda Song when I was super young, and she was on that
When
Sweet Life in Zack and Cody. Is that the show?
She's still hot.
he's in the Oscar-winning Social Network.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, she's in that movie too.
She's at the very beginning.
The bathroom BJ.
No, but like I mean back when I was like, the age to be watching Sweet Life.
Disney Channel.
Yeah, Disney Channel.
Now you're watching Disney.
Yeah.
You're never too old for Disney Channel, George.
Apparently not.
Yeah,
They got Star Wars Man.
That's like one of their best shows, though. Like
They got-
all of them.
Okay, we're not going to fucking tangent about Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I also the PlayStation Plus got updated this week, so I've been dabbling here and there with the stuff they have. Unfortunately, the game I wanted to play, Siphon Filter, is not available to me. I don't know if I redeemed it before or bought it before, but I can't play it, so I can't even download it to check it out.
Really?
But I did get Ape Escape. It's still pretty fun. I just need to remember the controls. If I had a PS1 controller, for some reason that would be more, I get more up to speed. But it's so difficult to get back to that like weird control schemes that when people didn't know how to use two sticks. But I'm currently playing the Ollie Ollie World, right?
Ollie.
Yes, Ollie Ollie World. They had a trial for an hour, so I'm doing that currently. I love the game on the Vita. And I'm trying to get back again. If I had a Vita, I'd be able to play it no problem. But I'm trying to acclimate to using a controller. But I mean, so far, I think the service is worth the price. When what's that cat game called?
Stray.
When Stray comes out, we'll see if it's actually worth the price. I mean, obviously, I was able to gouge PlayStation with their service, but I don't know. I got 2 years of it, so we'll see if it actually pans out. And I'm pretty sure it'll be worth it. It doesn't seem too bad so far. But,
I like how we all
that's been my
instantly
week.
said Stray. We're all tracking that game, low key.
The cat game, yeah.
Yeah, low key. We're all tracking that game. We're waiting for it to drop.
Oh, apologies to Lance Henriksen because he is in fact still alive.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Feel shame.
Sorry.
About the PlayStation Plus, is it?
Yeah.
Can you only get it for a year now? Is that the way it's priced?
Right now, I can't look at it right now.
I don't think they stopped stacking forever. I think they stopped stacking until so people wouldn't take advantage of the old cards.
No, I guess what I meant was can you pay monthly or do you have to pay for a full year? Like when you subscribe, you know what I mean? Because I was like kind of wandering around on PlayStation recently, and it said like this one's like 100 and something, and this one's like 90 something for a year, and it seemed
right
to advertise it that way. Like I don't know if there was like a way that you can just like pay per month.
Buy it.
So what it did for me was I have like 177 days left of my what's the basic tier now? Is it essential?
Essential, yeah.
What it was before. So it told me that I could pay $29 just to go to the highest one.
To the next one.
For those days,
Oh, yeah.
for the remaining days.
Uh-huh.
So that's what it did to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever days I bought the whole year.
Okay. So you upgraded to the highest?
Yeah. 29
Okay.
bucks.
It was only $29?
Yeah.
Was that a thing
Yeah,
for
I don't know
everyone?
how.
Wait.
Yeah,
what?
you pay the difference for the remaining of your subscription.
Yeah.
I guess it saves you the discount too.
Because mine just renewed in February, so I still have a bit to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't even let me look at an upgrade or anything like that, so I can't do it.
I'll look right now. Shit.
Yeah,
$29.
so you can do 1 month, 3 months, or 12 months.
Okay, cool.
But obviously you'd save the most money on the whole year because it's like $60 for 12 months, 25 for 3, and $10 for a month.
I mean, if you use it though, right? Because I mean,
Right. I mean, hypothetically, if you're using it all year long and it's the only thing, it's the best value.
yeah, I'm just like not a fan of contracts at all. You know, like I haven't been on a phone contract since like I was in high school. You know what I mean? I've always been on like a pay per month thing. I'm just, yeah, that's just like my style, I guess.
Hey, Lewis, did you go to the extra or the premium?
What's the top one? The premium, I think?
Okay. Yeah, because
Premium.
for me, it's saying the
Oh, that's
extra one
premium.
is the extra is $27.94, and if I want the premium, it's $41.91.
So you're almost paying the full. Well, they took off like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when's your subscription over?
In February, I still have 254 days.
Okay.
Not bad. And you get that.
Let's see if I make a regretful purchase live.
But yeah,
You
It'll be
get
alright.
game
Yeah, my
trials.
my next payment date is April 3rd, 2024, and it'll be $119.98.
Sony seems to be treating us Americans better than the Asia audience.
Yeah, and it was confirmed that we didn't get the PAL versions with the lower
Right,
hertz.
right.
We got the good shit.
Yeah, I think people would be upset about that for sure.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah, that happened. Okay,
We
but
got-
anyway, yeah, we can move on. Nerd report though.
We got the
Alvaro's
good
like
tiramisu.
blending his nerd report
Yeah.
with the rest of the.
News.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, right? Because I mean, it's just happening right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going.
all right, but yeah, Jonathan, close it out for us.
Okay, well, I did all the Summer Games Fest, like pretty much watched almost everything. The only thing I didn't watch was the Gorilla Collective, and then there was another one. But when GameSpot has their shit in like 6-hour chunks, so it's like really hard to like pull out the good content from the excess. But besides all the stuff that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the show, so I'm not going to go into that. I just did some light TV show cleanup. I finished King of the Hill, stuck the landing there with the finale. Really good. I didn't know that the last 4 episodes of the season never made it to air in its original run. So the last season's 24 episode, the finale, the technical finale was episode 20. And then the last 4 episodes are just episodes that got added on, fully made episodes they added on during its syndication run. So they're just kind of out of order.
Wow. So you're saying that the only way to see the real finale was to go on, like to go stream it yourself or something?
No. Well, the real finale aired, right?
Oh,
but
okay.
After the show ended, they had 4 episodes that were made or never aired, that they aired in syndication only.
Oh.
So those last 4 episodes that you might not have caught them. So those ones would, a streaming service would be beneficial.
You missed out on a good King of the Hill joke, my dude.
Me?
Yeah, you said it was good. You could have been like, "It was good." I tell you what.
I tell you what. Yep. They're. I know I've said it before. The show's aged well, and there's only a few instances that really age the show, and usually those episodes have to do with technology, like in season 2, the Y2K scare. The most recent episode, because last week I mentioned the show ran till 2010. Well, there was a MySpace episode, and I was like, oh my god, MySpace! I forget about that sometimes. But
Never forget. Never forget.
How can you forget
and
about Tom?
every time I think about face or MySpace, I think about Kick-Ass, because that first movie is super dated because of how intertwined MySpace is with that movie. I finished watching How I Met Your Father, and
I don't think I've heard of anybody that's actually seen that show.
I think Justin did.
Yeah, I watched it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I only
I don't know
watched it
if
because Hillary Duff is in there and she's hot as
Yeah.
hell. So that's
Yeah,
literally the only reason why I watched it.
she's still got it going on. It's not a
Yeah.
bad show, but
Is
it's
this
not great.
Is this the
either.
episode where we just sip over a bunch of like old,
Like a fine wine, gentlemen.
what have I started?
Fine wine. How old is she?
She's like
She's the same age as
33.
us.
No, she's our age,
Okay,
yeah.
she's not even
Yeah.
old.
She,
You sound like she's 60.
I know.
but we're old.
But Helen Mirren though.
Hey,
she's
she's
like
like she's like 55 in like Hollywood years, man. Because
I
of all
know
the
she's
drama
been going.
and shit.
She's been going strong since she was a teenager in the Hollywood scene. So, like, I mean, if you look at what's her face from Parent Trap, who's
Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan. She's like, looks like she's like 70.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Same with Amanda Bynes.
Actually, I think I seen her recently. She looked like she kind of got better. Maybe because she kind of like disappeared for a little while.
Can you talk about your show?
Anyway, yeah. And then I started watching the most recent season of Demon Slayer, and I started with the Mugen Train arc, and I will say that there is extra stuff that was not in the movie, so I'm glad that I am watching that arc and not skipping over it to the new entertainment district. And the last bit of thing that I watched was kind of on a whim. On Disney Plus, there is a Chinese period drama called Delicacy Destinies, and it is something special. It's got really cool food shots, like when they're cooking and they show the food, like it looks really good, but like there's just like some questionable choices. Like the acting isn't like super great, and the dub is really bad and cheesy. But
is this live action or
yeah, but it
okay.
feels like an anime, and so it's like cheesy, like extra cheesy. I'm enjoying it, but I will say it's not a great show, and I think I'm really only watching it because the food looks really good, and I'm enjoying that portion of it. But it's pretty much a female cook who goes to cook for the king, like the emperor, the Chinese emperor, and she becomes and she goes to become a royal chef, but she ends up becoming the crown prince's personal chef. And it's kind of like a romance comedy drama. Oh, you kind of see where it's going. Like it's not hard to predict what's going to happen in like the 13 episodes, but I'm enjoying it. But yeah,
When you
that
said
was
the
my
name,
week.
I thought it was going to be like I thought it was going to be like the third show about food porn. That
No,
because
I did
I think
finish watching
we've gone from like Food Wars to like Restaurant to like Another World or something like that, and then like
Yeah,
thought this
I
was
did
gonna be,
finish
like, the
watching
same
that
thing.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. I like watching food stuff. Obviously, I mean, it's not. I don't think I've really talked much about like food in general on here, but I do watch a lot of food content across social media and TV shows. Because I like to cook. But yeah, that was my week. and we can roll on into
The
Summer Games Fest.
Games Fest. Yeah.
You
And
He
so,
forgot to say.
oh,
I was gonna
yeah,
say he forgot to say he lost the Call to Adventure. Oh,
Yeah, we played that game. It was. I like the original, not so much the expansion, but I think if they're played together, it might be better. That expansion rewards being an asshole.
I was
Going,
not an asshole.
going the
vi-
dark
vi-
path and
this a video
screwing
game
everybody
or
over.
a video game?
No,
or
it's
board
a
game?
it's a board game. It's a card-based board game where you literally, the game Call to Adventure is you have these cards, and at the beginning you pick one of each, and it basically determines the kind of character that you are, and you're questing, or through 3 tiers you have to get 3 cards, and you're fighting the card, and by the end of the thing, all the cards kind of tell a story about your character. It's pretty cool. And
I think you would like it, George.
the newest one Justin kickstarted, can be used to do a backstory for 5e, so that'll be interesting. Oh yeah,
Oh.
I also got a thing from Kickstarter in this week. Dungeons of Drakkenheim.
Oh yeah, you said.
Probably my second favorite D&D show on YouTube. It's smaller, easier to watch, but they have the campaign is like eldritch horror type. It's less, still medieval fantasy, but they lean into more horror, body horror elements, and it's like the art's really good. Like, it's top quality book that I haven't really got to really delve into, and it came with a cloth map of the city of Drakkenheim and the surrounding areas.
Okay.
But anyway, Summer Games Fest.
Let's roll on into the Summer Games Fest, and we're going to start with the core show that happened on, was it last Thursday that it happened?
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yes.
last Thursday that happened. But before we get into that, there's 2 games that I want to talk about that weren't part of the Summer Games Fest, actually. The first one that, and there's like not much to say about that, so I kind of want to bring it up in the beginning. But the first one that I that's notable to me is this game called Replaced, and I don't know if you guys might remember it from last year, but it was like a 2D shooter pixel art kind of game. I think it was pixel art, and I remember seeing it last year, and I really it looked really interesting. And the reason it wasn't in this Game Fest is I think they had it in the core show. They mentioned it, and it was because half of the team is in Ukraine, and
oh yeah,
and everyone knows that they're in a situation over there. So unfortunately, they are. I mean, they could see like even more delays in the future too, but they're having a rough time. But that game did look interesting a year ago when they first showed it. The second game that I wanted to bring up was Wake Out of Twilight, which is the game that I am making, and it wasn't at the Summer Games Fest. I applied, but they didn't look at it. They let me. They sent me an email saying that there was like a crazy amount of submissions. So I get it. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing it up though is because the demo for my game is actually going to come out on Monday, the 20th of June. So by the time this show comes out, it's going to be in 3 days. So yeah, I'm preparing for it right now. On top of what I've been doing the last week, I've been stressing over trying to finalize my demo. It's like all configured and everything like that. I'm just like, every day I'm trying to see if I can find another bug so I can squash to polish it even more. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So if you want to play the demo, the link will be in the description, but the game is called Wake Out of Twilight, and it is by my company, or my studio that I'm running, called Dogma Games, and I am excited that I actually have a date. But yeah, and that's it. So, and now
it's a holiday. It's a holiday on Monday, so everybody should
on
be able to
Juneteenth.
play it.
Yeah,
there you go.
There we go.
Taking the day off work.
I don't get paid for that.
Maybe
Some of us don't get that. Yeah.
I should ask Steam
That's
to
not
put
a
it in the
real holiday.
Juneteenth lineup or whatever list that they're gonna have. One of the characters is I don't explicitly say that she's black, but she's a dark colored a dark colored person in the game.
So your game is woke.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
okay, no.
Kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
To
We're
be
cutting
honest,
this out, right?
no. I mean, like, I mean, it's I know it's a joke in general, but like, it's not a joke for me. Actually, I actually did intentionally try to make it so that you know, like, the main character is like my skin color, and the supporting side character is, you know, much darker than I am. You know, so I did. You know, that's something I that is kind of personal to me. I do want to see like more representation. I think that's part of the reason why I like Into the Spider-Verse so much too, because like Miles Morales is like half Puerto Rican, you know. So yeah, it does mean it's not a zero amount of feelings that I have for you know, like, diverse characters and casts and stuff. So
I look forward to Monday then, because I haven't played any of it since your last little test that you sent to us to try out.
Yeah, I think I personally think it looks prettier. Bugs have been squashed. Things have been refined. Yeah, things have changed.
And it's more interesting than half the shit that I saw at that show.
What?
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Shots fired.
you don't want to play the fly game?
No, I do want to play the fly
Time
game.
flies. I want to play
Yeah.
Time Flies.
We're gonna get to that. Okay, moving on. The core show. Okay, four of us, not me. 4 of us went to the IMAX show. How was that experience? And then, like, go ahead and roll on into like the things that caught your eye about that show.
I should have stayed home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a 10-hour cut of my hours to go to this thing, and I shouldn't have. But at least I didn't miss any exits, so I got there on time.
I used it. I mean, I didn't. I was watching it on my phone while I was getting popcorn, but yeah, I'm glad we didn't pay for it. I mean, we paid for it with time and
The
gas,
time.
but if I paid $20 for that, I would have been slightly more agitated.
Really?
What if it was 70?
70?
That's more than 20.
Wait,
Oh God,
Can
I would
you
have
guys?
been.
Can you guys?
been-
Wait, Lewis, do you feel the same way? That, like, was it like, so was it disappointing to all of you guys? Because I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought it was like one of the better shows of the.
No, well,
that
I
I've seen.
don't know about that. I mean, for me, it was average. Like, the show itself, I'd probably give it a C. I'm probably skipping ahead, but it's just that if I was sitting at home or, you know, at work watching it for free,
You watched it for free anyway.
yeah, well, no, I did watch it for free, but my point is that I could have just stayed home and watched it, and I wouldn't have felt like I wasted my day.
Okay,
But you went to Hot Pot afterward. I didn't get Hot
Yeah,
Pot.
actually, that was the highlight of that trip was the Japanese hot pot restaurant that I ate afterwards, which was delicious. Though I dirtied my shirt, but also not surprising.
So you guys didn't like the show?
Well, no.
I didn't. I can tell you right now that I did not.
Yeah, like, it was front loaded. All the good stuff was in the beginning, and then there was nothing. It's a 2-hour show almost, and all the good stuff was like in the first 20 minutes, and then at the end with Last of Us Part 1. And I mean, I didn't see the leaks at the beginning of the, you know, before at the beginning of the day, so I was marginally surprised, but also not surprised because we already knew it was happening. We knew all the information, so it was nothing new. It looks good, but beyond that, there's not really much to say about it.
I didn't know beforehand.
I mean,
But you still didn't like the show.
We
as
knew
well.
the game, but I'm saying we did know the game was being
No,
made.
not everyone does though.
I thought they were redoing part 2. I didn't know they were redoing part 1.
Oh, really?
Yes. But I think my disappointment was more from the whole experience of having to wake up early and then traveling over there.
Okay.
Because this is like we did the whole little discussion on this about temper your expectations and blah blah blah. But my thing is, like, if you're gonna ask people to travel to an IMAX theater, like, show shit that's worth watching in an IMAX theater.
Yep.
Because
And
like
and
all that was worth watching was that Alien trailer,
Callisto.
the Calypso
Callisto.
Protocol
Mhm.
thing, and then like I'm not a huge fan of the series, but I thought that the Call of Duty little demo looked
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice there.
it looks really good.
I'm with
And
you there,
then-
actually. Yeah.
And then the drawing from the Last of Us 2 online game. That's gonna be
That looked really good.
But I mean,
That's
like
so
everything-
weird that they showed that, in my opinion.
And
I was like,
Pedro Pascal.
but they had
But,
to,
like-
right?
But like everything in between was just like I could have just sat at home and watched this and had the same, like it would have had the same effect on me. Like there was really no pros to traveling to an IMAX theater. And
Oh,
yes,
that's-
we did get in for free, so I'm glad that I did not pay for that
Yeah.
because I would have been disappointed because he didn't word it in his tweet. Like all he said is that everyone will be receiving a gift bag. And it's over
it
there
was a bag. It was a bag.
is a
Say
bag,
what's in it.
and it had a Cuphead pin and a Cuphead sticker.
I was gonna say that if you're talking about a giveaway bag and you did not bring it on camera, that must show that how
grab it.
underwhelming
I mean, it's
it is.
it's barely, and then also there was a thing that we were in an IMAX theater, and
The bag's
the
cool.
sound was terrible. I mean,
Yeah, the sound was not good.
I mean, obviously, Max said, well, he didn't say it here, but at the time, he said that when you're streaming, you can't use the surround. So
This
we're
was
seeing
This is all that was in the bag.
Well, they're cool, but that's
and well, it didn't have an advertisement for Street Fighter
and the
6
bag's
too.
cool.
Yeah,
Mine did. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is funny because I think the last time we did something like this for E3, that PlayStation thing, it also had a Street Fighter, was it 4 one as well?
Yeah.
But it was just it wasn't just that, with lowered expectations, because I didn't really have expectations for the show. I was going in, okay, let's see what's going to happen, but the presentation wasn't great, and like Max said, they didn't utilize the IMAX setting at all. Like if this was just streamed to any regular theater, like if we had watched it in town, I don't think I would have been as disappointed if I was just like watching it on a normal screen.
I had to travel like
Or just
an
make it
hour and
wider.
20 minutes.
Yeah, if it was a closer IMAX, it would have been the problem. But goddamn, an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, well, we'll shoot longer than an hour.
Okay.
We did get to
Like-
see we did get to see really big Troy Baker in skinny jeans.
He showed so
I
much
laughed.
ankle. Like, why was he not wearing socks with those shoes?
That is a 60 ankle.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
Yeah, like I didn't really have any expectations. Like I just would have liked the God of War release date during that.
I would have
Like,
just liked.
But I
Mm.
mean, other than that, like I didn't really have any expectations. It was just the fact that if you're gonna ask people to in the middle of a
This
Thursday
time, yeah.
to
Yeah,
travel to
on
an
a
IMAX
Thursday.
theater to travel to an IMAX theater and spend $20 on a ticket, and you show them a bunch of stuff that the IMAX presentation doesn't take advantage of.
I can see it.
You're in for a lashing from the
Yeah.
internet.
Well, in the interest of time, though, let's how about we all share like our highlights from this show specifically. Give it a letter grade, and then we can move on to our next show because there was a bunch of shows that several of us watched. I can say about this show, the things that I really liked were the Calypso Protocol one.
I think it's
Yeah.
Callisto, right?
Callisto. I forgot which one showed. I think they showed it twice, but whichever one had like the actual like the M-rated stuff in it looked really cool. Like that game looks better and better every time I
M-rated
watch it. Yeah, that game looks really good. I didn't even play like the full Dead Space franchise, but anyway, yeah, moving on. I want to. There's an honorable mention. The trailer for the Goat Simulator 2. Just
Yes,
the trailer.
Three.
Three.
It's
Three.
three.
I never played the games, but that trailer was hilarious. So I'm gonna give a shout out to that. I'm gonna give a shout out to them. I agree with Max. I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but I think I will play Modern Warfare 2 when it comes out because that's like the best I've ever seen Call of Duty look. And I don't know, for some reason it just interested me. I think that's the only thing. I think I'm missing one of them that showed up at the end of that show, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. Those are my highlights for this show. How about let's move on to Lewis? I'll go around this way on my screen.
I was kind of bummed that I got to miss like the beginning part of it because
Yeah,
Sorry.
the concession are
Street
like
Fighter.
pretty slow. Got to miss Street Fighter. I missed a little
Aliens.
bit of the Callisto.
Alien.
I missed all of Aliens. Like shit.
All the stuff you would have wanted
It's
to
only
see.
until Jonathan's like, "Oh look, this is play Aliens."
Mm.
Oh shit! I like skipping the line, just going straight to the.
Yeah, I thought about it too.
But yeah, I watched the trailer though, but it looked pretty cool. So I'm not sure what type of game it's gonna be, but I'm thinking it's gonna be like a XCOM kind of like a squad game, tactical kind of thing. Which is kind of like a thing that they've never done with Alien, which is I think pretty cool because I played those kind of games before, like Mario. What's that one Mario game, Jonathan? Rabbids.
Mario Rabbids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
the
like an
tactical.
XCOM type of game. Also, freaking fell in love with the Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah.
Because just like the music alone and like the people that they have that they're playing in it, and it's like also like Doom games, and it's also unique because it's like a rhythm beat game where you have to like shoot to the rhythm of the music to the music and the beat, and like the higher score you go, the like intensity of the music like breaks up. So you'll get like barely like beats to the music, and then like breaks up. Like the highest, you get like lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
It just like hypes it up.
I think that's why I
so
like
fun.
that demo too. I felt like the better I played, I was unlocking the song. You know?
You know when you're playing better.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Hell yeah.
So are the game this? Did they make songs for that game, or is it just popular
Basically,
metal songs?
No, I
yeah,
think
popular metal songs.
no,
Or
I think
both.
they made these songs. I don't know for sure, but it sounds like they did.
Yeah, it could
Okay,
be.
I had download the demo.
But
I
yeah,
just haven't played it
those are
yet.
like unique,
Yeah.
unique songs.
Yeah, because I know the I think it's the singer from System of a Down had like a lot to do with this game. Yeah, yeah, that demo was
He
so
was-
good.
They did
Well, they
advertise him pretty good.
Well, they advertised a bunch of like big names.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't remember them all at the moment, but I know there was like a bunch like when they were doing the trailer.
Yeah. Those
Also,
are oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll just probably like two more highlights. I like the Stormgate. The trailer was pretty cool, and I
Oh,
also
I
like
remember
that
that.
it's an RTS game and it's free to play.
Hmm.
So I kind of like really want to keep an eye on that, see what other like races they release for that game, and hopefully get into the beta next year. And my last thing was probably the Marvel's Midnight Suns. That looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I
Trailer
forgot
alone.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I
did
kind of
look-
know a little bit about them, but I kind of want to see how that story goes.
Another one I wanted to throw in there too. I'm actually interested in the other Troy Baker game too. The one I can't remember the name, but the one where he's on Mars.
Dead Space.
Yeah,
What?
more story,
Like
more
Dead Space.
story.
More
know,
space. Yeah.
This Summer Games Fest, I noticed there was a few Dead Space like games and a
Mhm.
Yep.
shit ton of Stardew Valley like games.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
I
just
kind of
wanted
made
to-
that.
I just wanted to throw that in. Let's move on to Max now.
For me, it was pretty much just Callisto Protocol,
Hmm.
just because I'm a massive Dead Space fan. That's probably my favorite horror game that I've played. I have a theory, probably going to be wrong, but I have a theory that it's a secret Dead Space 4 game, and I think that the characters from Dead Space will pop up in that game. It's just a theory that I have, just because it all looks so similar that I think that either Isaac or Ellie from Dead Space will pop up at some point in the game, probably at the end or something. But
Wow.
just a theory that I have. It's probably going to be wrong, but
It's a
I
bold
can dream
statement.
because I've wanted Dead Space 4 forever, because 3 has a little cliffhanger that they just didn't build up on after that.
That's a bold
And then
statement.
Yeah, it's probably wrong, but also, and I probably won't play it just because it looks so damn hard. But I've always liked the art style for Cuphead,
Mhm.
and they showed
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
little
Delicious
clip
Last
of it,
Words.
and I told Jonathan when they were showing it, like, I feel like the way that person was playing, if I knew exactly what to do, when to do it, I would still die millions of times, and I would get very angry. And I've heard that the actual Cuphead game is hard after a while. and I get angry easy, so I don't know if it's a really game for me, but I really do like the art style. I think it looks very cool.
Mhm. Yeah. Hand animated, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I remember I saw like some kind of workshop where they were like live animating on stage. It looked really cool. But okay, let's go in the same order that we did our nerd report. I guess we'll go Justin next.
I actually do agree with Max. I was just talking to Jonathan about the other day that I wanted to play the Cuphead game, and then his first thing he said was "good luck." Because that game, it looks just like it's like
Good luck.
I don't know, maybe like stupid fun. I don't know. It just looks like a good time.
I'm afraid, genuinely afraid to play that game.
Like I don't know. It just looks interesting. So I think I might check it out. I don't really remember all of the games, but pretty much the Calypso game or Calypso, whatever game that you guys were
Callisto.
talking, Callisto or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that game was pretty much the only one that I thought looked cool as well. Um, what else was there? Like I'm drawing a blank of what was actually there at the moment.
I forgot. I forgot Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles comes out
Yeah.
It comes out
yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, watch us on stream. We'll be playing Ninja Turtles.
I think I might. Are the pre-orders for the physical edition already done?
I don't know. I think they are.
Because I think I might end up buying that game twice. Because if
Damn.
the physical edition doesn't come out until July, because they haven't even started making it yet, so I might get the digital version on the PS5 so I can play with you guys, and then get the Switch version on physical.
I read George gets it for free. That's how it's going to be part of Game Pass tomorrow.
Oh, for real? Is it crossplay though?
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna matter if it's not
I
I
crossplay.
don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm about to buy it anyway.
Pretty cool.
It's gonna be like Scott Pilgrim, the where I'll play that game multiple times and do multiple run throughs.
I called it on Michelangelo.
I kind of want to play Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Those are your highlights?
Yeah. I like I said, I
Okay.
don't remember like a lot of the games.
Yeah,
I just
yeah, I
remember
know.
watching. I just remember watching it because it was like so long ago, and plus there was like nothing that was like like super interesting for me.
Mhm.
Like, but I remember saying what we said in the Xbox one is that it seems like the genre nowadays is farming or dark
Space.
stomping.
Space.
Yeah,
Space. Yeah.
space. Yeah, space theme.
Base stomping.
But yeah, there was a couple games from the Day of the Dead, but I'm sure we'll get into that one that I want to
Oh
play.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Totally. We'll move on. Alvaro, highlights.
I really liked Witchfire. I've been looking forward to that for a while.
Okay.
I don't even know if it would be on console, but I hope it is. I haven't tried that metal game yet. I totally forgot about it. I will check that out.
It's so
Obviously,
fun.
The Last of Us Part 1. I mean, I know nobody wants that game, but you know, they've been showing off here and there, like how they've changed things. And it's like, to me, it's pretty drastic considering they're showing, you know, it's from the PS3 to PS5. It's a pretty big leap. So I'm looking forward to that. I did like the Goat Simulator trailer, and I like the shout out to Fall Guys. So hopefully that updates soon because I'd like to see how that goes. Overall, I would just give it. It's an average show. I'll give it a C, even with the Naughty Dog stuff, which they showed a lot of, but it wasn't enough.
Was that
Mhm.
Nightingale game on that one, or was that on a different conference?
Oh,
It
was
might have
which
been on
one?
this one.
I think it was during that one. I do want to play that
'Cause-
one too, though.
Yeah, I just remembered when you said that because the Wildfire or whatever it's called, I want to play
Yeah.
that one as well. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
and the Nightingale.
No, I do want
I
to
was
play
like-
Nightingale too. It's like a first-person Valheim.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to me now.
Okay. Jonathan, close it out for us.
I think I'm gonna just be repeating what other people said. Callisto Protocol looks really good. I'm not a huge Dead Space fan. I like to make fun of the space grunts. Did not have enough grunts, but it looked really good, like visually, and that death at the end was ridiculous. Let's see. American Arcadia, sorry. That one was in there, correct? That one I think popped up in a couple different shows.
I thought that
think-
was the
it was
Day of the Devs one, wasn't it?
I thought that it first popped up in
It was on there, yeah.
Summer Games Fest. I could be wrong, but like I said, it popped up in multiple places, so I'll just mention. American Arcadia looks really good. The Quarry. I probably will do what I did for what was the last one that they made?
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. I'll buy it and then watch Alina play it because it's really entertaining to watch her play. And that's good enough for me. And Redfall looked good. Nope, that was the wrong show.
That's how the
Yeah, that was
next
Xbox.
one.
That was an Xbox show. So I mean, if you want to move on to that,
No,
you can.
well, yeah, yeah, that's all I
it
got.
looks like you're done. It looks like you're done.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
I
yeah, that's everything.
I think okay, like we can go on to
but,
ratings
yeah.
then, because I think I rated it higher than you guys did, because I thought that show was a solid B. I'll say a B. Quick letter grade going around. I think Alvaro already said C.
Yeah.
How about
It was an F
Lewis?
till fall. I was gonna say it was an F till Last of Us showed up.
Yeah.
But we knew it was coming. Oh well, he knew it was coming, so
I didn't.
Yeah.
the gas let out early.
Yeah, Lewis,
little bit.
great.
I'd probably give it like a C+.
C+. Max?
The actual show, I'd probably give a C. With all the trouble, I would have given it a D. But if we're just judging the actual show, a C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan?
Yeah, I'd give it a C. It was boring. Not
Yeah, I skipped.
like it's a 2-hour show and they only had probably 30 minutes of actually good content.
I skipped over Justin on accident. I skipped over Knuckles. Justin, letter grade.
I would just say, but I got to watch it from the
B,
comfort
okay.
of my gaming chair. and-
Okay, so if you didn't watch it in IMAX, it was a much better show.
I don't think it would have been. Honestly, I don't think I would have given it higher.
Should've watched it on my phone.
From.
Okay, so
And I don't think Guile has any business having a goatee.
Any facial hair. Yeah.
okay, so
Bad dude.
next one. Do we want to just go in order? The next one is Day of the Devs. I've watched it. I don't know.
I didn't
think,
watch that.
Yeah,
That one was really good.
I think it's just me, Jonathan, and Justin that saw it.
Yeah.
Because that was actually my favorite show of the whole Summer Games Fest that I've seen so far. It had, it had Time Flies. It's a game where you're just a fly, and then you have your game session is as long as the life expectancy of the country that you choose in seconds. So like it's kind of cool. You get to see like the life expectancy of the USA is like, I don't know, 80 something, maybe in the 70s now. I don't know, something like that. That's how many seconds you have to play, and then you have like a bucket list to do, and then to finish the game. That's the one. Those Roots of Pacha that I told you I already played the demo.
Mhm.
Stardew Valley like game. And then the one that I really freaking like the look of, but I probably won't play because I'm not really a Metroidvania guy, is Animal Well. That one looked so freaking pretty. It was like a neon pixelated art style. And
Oh
Metroidvania.
yeah, that one looks really good.
It
But
looks
yeah,
so
probably.
good. Puzzle game, but yeah. We'll see if I play it. Yeah, but anyway, that was my thing. Those are my highlights, I guess, already. What did you guys see?
I was telling Jonathan yesterday that I secretly want to play Choo Choo Charles.
God damn.
God, dude,
God,
so
that
funny.
shit is fucking nightmare fuel on steroids, man. Like
It kind of reminds me of the Five Nights of Freddy, right? But I don't know. I think it would be an interesting play because I was like watching this and I was like, man, this game looks terrible. And then I was watching it and I was like, man, I kind of want to try this.
honestly, I think my coworkers best describe that game as trained Slender Man.
Yeah,
Because
that game is
that's what it
so
looks
goofy,
like.
dude. It's so goofy looking, but that's what it kind of makes it look really cool.
I showed it to Alexis and she's like instantly, nope.
Yep. Yeah, they should have an arachnophobia mode like Grounded does, huh?
What's the game called?
It's called Choo Choo
Choo Choo
Charles.
I'm watching
you
your
have
guys' trailers on my phone right now.
Fuck. Yeah.
You have to play as
If
like
you
a,
hilarious.
go to the IGN has the day of devs, and the top comment has every single game, and the timestamp for it.
Okay. Any other
I just
highlights, Justin?
I just watched the flag.
Bear and Breakfast looks pretty good.
Well, oh yeah, that one. Oh, that one does look cool
Mhm,
too. I saw that. Yep.
mhm.
Yep.
There was a couple others that I had written down, but I lost my paper. So if I remember them, I will bring them up.
Okay.
That's why I was like feverishly writing down everything while you guys were talking earlier, so I knew the games that I wanted to talk about.
Okay,
Is
Jonathan.
this train a spider?
Yep.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you say no?
Nope.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny.
Nope.
It's not on
Yeah.
the track.
There's like a part in the
Oh my
trailer where the
God.
spider just devours the shit out of you, and you're just like,
Oh god.
oh
Going
god, it
off-
looks great.
That game is off the rails.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well
Just
done.
like
That
this
was
show
the show. That was
sometimes.
the podcast.
George
Yeah.
gets a star sticker for that pun.
Jonathan, close this one out for us.
Yeah. So I also want to play Time Flies, and honestly, a lot of the games for this one looked really good. I think I wanted to play most of them, but I'm not gonna go through every single one. You already mentioned Time Flies, Bear and Breakfast, and Roots of Pacha, Caveman, Stardew. I also want to play Naiad. Looked really good, and A Little to the Left. But I also mentioned that one before. That one wasn't a new one.
That one also looked good. Little to the Left is basically kind of like a puzzle game for you people with OCD. It's just like a game about solving puzzles using OCD powers.
I mentioned it because it was in the Nintendo indie show like a month ago, and this is like an extended look at the game. So I'm glad you guys that did watch it got to see it, because it does look like really fun. And also Escape Academy, which
I was just about to say that. I was like, I remember Escape Academy. That game looks so good.
If you like escape rooms, then you'll like it. It's escape room. The whole game is you're in a school that you're trying to go through escape rooms. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, I think I didn't mention everything, but I think if you can go through and watch that show, like I'd say about 90% of the games I'd want to give a crack at, to be honest.
Agree. And to give it a letter grade, easy A for me. Like
for sure.
That show is an easy A for me. Maybe evidence that indie games are gonna they definitely win in creativity compared to like these AAA games.
And
recently.
I was actually I was thinking about that. Like I think this Summer Games Fest isn't, if it's any indication, like the most noteworthy stuff is coming from indie space, not anything that's been shown for AAA. Like I think there's 1 or 2 games for AAA, and everything else that I want to play are all indie games.
Did you see the Bone game? That one was a little weird for me. I didn't know if I could do that one.
The Bone game?
Where the lady, she like made the game, and you have to like make a person, and it was a little weird.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Was that in the Day of Devs?
Yeah, it was.
That was a little weird.
Is it Shim?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was like I remember watching it, and I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, you had to like make a person. Yeah.
But, and then everybody kind of had like it was like Beetlejuice themed kind of like.
Oh, Birth.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was like, it's an apothecary. Actually, did find that one interesting.
Okay.
If only because of the art style.
Justin,
it's like a point and click thing.
Letter grade?
I'd give it an A. A lot of those games look solid, and I would want to try them. I remember seeing a bunch of them, and I'm just like, I would play that. I'd play that.
Yeah.
So if it gets that your response when you go to play it, and when you go to see the trailer, then I feel like it was a good conference.
Yeah. Jonathan, what about you?
Yeah, definitely an A. We were talking about those expectations earlier, and knowing, I don't know if it helps, but knowing it's all going to be indie stuff, those expectations aren't there. But even then, like I said, all the games I'd want to at least try. And probably if they were good enough, I'd end up buying. I would definitely want to take a crack at most of the games that I've seen.
Yeah.
Just not Choo Choo Charles.
I mean, I would
I'd
want to
play-
watch
I'd
somebody.
play
I
it.
would. I want to watch somebody play Choo Choo Charles. I
I
don't
would do it.
necessarily want to
I
play
would
it.
do it.
I,
I'd be a
you know,
weenie.
you know who would be fun to play that? Watch play that? Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next show, which I think was Devolver Digital. Do we want
Yep.
to? Okay, I didn't watch that one, but whoever did watch it can
You
share
should
their
definitely
thoughts.
watch it.
That was
No.
something
definitely-
special.
It's so good.
But I will say, if you have seen their stuff in the past, then you knew what you were expecting. But Justin, this is your first time watching a Devolver Digital show, so let's let you start it off.
That shit was stupid. Okay, so I didn't watch it live. I watched it on YouTube, and I was like watching it, and I was like, okay, what the hell is happening to this stupid thing? And it started doing all the robot noises, and I was like, this thing is dumb. And so I was watching it, and I was watching it, and I was like, what are they gonna show? Like something I actually want to play. And then it was like, I think like 9 to 10 minutes in, and then they're like, oh, let's show the first game, and I was like, what is happening here? But the games they showed looked good.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
feel like they only had enough games for 5 minutes, and they had to fill it up with the rest of that crap at the very beginning and the very
Really?
end. But the games that they revealed looked really good. Those ones I do remember. The Cult of Lamb looks good. The
Yes.
Plucky Squire.
That was
Angry?
awesome.
Angry Foot looks cool. I don't know why. It just looks like fun.
It's yeah.
And what is it? It's Scat Story, the one where
Skate.
like your
It's Skate
skates-
Story.
Yeah, Skate Story.
Scat.
That one looks,
Yeah, I
Jesus.
mean, you mentioned all 4 games. That's it. There's only 4 games.
That is it. That's it.
Really?
they all look
How-
good.
How long was the
Yeah.
show? You said it was
100%.
It was
like
like
Half an hour.
20
It's
minutes.
half an hour.
It's a show though. That's the thing. It was a
Yeah, it's-
20-minute show. It wasn't like a presser. Like there's entertainment
Yeah,
value there.
it's a full production. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? From a publisher perspective, though, that's probably a good use of time. I think, you know, if they're gonna like have a show during Summer Games Fest, you know, fill it up instead of making it just like a short.
I mean, they've been doing it for years. Like, if you want
Yeah.
to go back and watch the other ones, it's a whole story. It has its own lore.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you could-
Like they're these people. The one chick, she comes back every year, but it's their characters. And I think I first started watching it a couple years ago, but it's really weird, but it's super entertaining. And Devolver always shows good games. So like I think of all the shows that I watched, I probably had the highest expectations for Devolver, and they didn't disappoint me.
No,
To be honest.
they had a bunch of good games, but I could have done with all that other crap in between.
Crap.
like I'm telling you, like it's like they
Okay.
did Summer Games Fest, and they're like, hey, you guys got 30 minutes, and they're like, shit, we only have like
No,
8
no.
minutes worth of show.
I mean, like I said, this is your first time. You would think that, but they've been doing this for years at E3. Like this is what they do. This is nothing new.
It sounds like you
was-
guys like that part of the show, though, right? And
Oh, yeah.
Justin
Yeah,
does
that's
not.
why
like
I watch it.
Okay.
That's, I mean, otherwise just watch the trailers. But
That's
Yeah.
That's all.
that's probably
I
a
got-
good strategy, and I'll come back to that later. But yeah,
I think it's worth a watch. I kind of want to go back and watch the previous episodes just
Oh,
so I
yeah,
can get the full
definitely
story,
do.
because I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them, including this
Not
year.
yet.
okay.
Watch
Well,
all of them.
Okay, well, it sounds like you guys brought up all 4 games that they showed. But is there is there any like other details that you want to like say about that before we give it a letter grade? Max
yeah,
and Lewis, you
Devolver
guys
actually launched-
didn't see it, right?
I didn't see it though, but it sounds great.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
No.
What were you saying,
It's
Alvaro?
fantastic.
Devolver launched a game on Netflix called Point B.
Oh
From the
yeah,
creator of Danwell,
Mm-hmm.
and the Netflix games are fully free with the service if you're on your phone,
Mhm.
and there's no microtransactions or anything like that. So it's a full
Yeah.
game on Netflix, made by Devolver.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I was wondering why Netflix had a show in the Games Fest, but
Yeah,
I mean, they
yeah.
had a whole they had a whole week. Like,
Yeah.
we could talk about all the stuff that Netflix dropped in a single episode on its own, because it was
No.
games, it was TV shows, movies, everything. Yeah.
Last Onion.
Lewis, I don't know if I caught it, but did you say you did watch the Devolver Digital?
I did, but I literally don't remember any of the games except for maybe the Lamb one.
Yeah, the
Okay,
last one
just-
looks awesome.
Okay.
That
And are-
was a good game, but everything
and-
else was just like eye candy, just like the
Okay.
story stuff. the
And you're a
movie.
fan of that then?
Yeah, I love that.
All right.
So I think Max
Sudabot.
All right. So let's go on to.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I mean, Justin mentioned all the games, but I want to say, Cult of Lamb does look really good. But I'm going to say this now: Lucky Squire is the best game that I've seen in the entire Games Fest.
Okay.
Wow.
That for me so far, that's the game of show. Plucky Squire looks so good.
Between
Yeah,
that and
okay.
and how the Devolver Digital show is that I've never seen one before. I will watch it now. So
like
Yeah,
watch
you should.
just I mean, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just watch the trailers. But like Plucky Squire looks excellent. Definitely gonna buy that one. Skate Story has like you're a skateboarder in hell made of glass and pain, and it's just like aesthetically it's all
It
black,
just
red, and like shiny chrome glass. That's your body.
when I
And then
watched, not to cut you off, but when I watched that one, I instantly thought of like the game like Flower and what it kind of looked like.
it's
Like,
very
really?
It's just
abstract.
very visually like
Flower.
Yeah,
it looks
it's very
Okay.
abstract, but it's a skating game at its core. And then
Okay.
Angerfoot is like uh, a first person shooter on cocaine and Red Bull. Like
It's like
it looks really fun.
it's like they took one of those animated stick games from the internet, like the browser,
Oh my
and they
God,
made it an
yeah.
actual game, and
Yeah.
and it looked crazy, but it looked fun.
Like
So
it's that thing that everybody wants to do when you're pretending to be a cop, where you kick a door in. That looks like to be like 90% of the game, where you're just running, kicking doors in, and
Just
shooting
busting doors
everybody in the
down.
room. Yeah, busting doors down and shooting everybody in the room.
All
Like
right.
all of those games look really fun.
Okay. Okay. You guys have successfully intrigued me. So letter grade going in order of the nerd report, I guess. Lewis, you go first for Devolver Digital.
overall, I'd probably give it like a D plus.
B plus, solid. Okay. Max, you didn't see it, right?
Plus, because it bothered Justin so much.
A plus. Justin, let's hear your grade then.
the games, I'd give it an A. The whole conference is fucking stupid, but everything else was good. So I'd give it I would give it an A in games. I'd give it a D for the other rest.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's an F for fucking stupid.
Alvaro.
Easily.
What was that?
My favorite show. It's my
Yeah.
favorite show. It's an A.
A. Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah, it's an A.
A. Okay.
I enjoyed it more than the Day of the Devs, but
Really? I should have
because
watched
it was an entertaining piece. Like Day of Devs had a lot of content that I liked, but like it was entertaining.
Dude, look at these indie publishers and indie studios slaying the giants over here. Okay, you love to see it. Was the next one the Epic Games?
Yes.
Okay, speaking of indies slaying the bigger
Giants.
the bigger ones, and the reason why I said Devolver Digital probably did a good thing by like, you know, making the whole thing interesting, at least, right? I don't remember a single thing from the Epic showcase.
I had to look it up, honestly.
I don't.
I had to look it up.
I may have not watched
I
it.
watched the whole thing. I don't remember anything of what I saw. There might have been some, like, one good one in there, but if it was, I didn't remember it because it was like just surrounded by like stuff I didn't care about. And
It
that's all
was
I'm gonna have to look up a list because I know I watched it too, but I don't remember.
it
anything.
was good. Okay, so like I said, go to Epic Games, the video, and the first comment has all the games with timestamps.
Oh, somebody!
Right.
Good. Thank goodness someone put Spark Notes for the video.
Yeah. But I already have it up. There was a lot of
There's an article here that has them all listed, so you don't even
Yeah.
have to open the video.
And you're looking at an article.
It
You're
was
still
fine.
you're still trying to figure out what to talk about.
it
There
was
was a-
fine.
There was
But-
a Lord of the Rings game that I thought you guys would like.
Oh,
The intro.
Oh, the
Oh,
Hobbit one.
that
Or
one?
not the Hobbit, the dwarf
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Memoria.
Yeah, the
didn't
Lord of
I
the
like
Rings
this guy?
game. There was a
From
Ghostbusters
Memoria.
game, right?
I think it did.
Oh, they're the ones that had the PC simulator.
Yeah. They also
Well,
had
not the try it.
they also had Chai. That's the one where the little girl can jump through like inanimate objects and stuff.
Hmm?
No, it was a game that was leaked on the PlayStation, or not leaked. It was on the PlayStation as well. Like the girl like could jump through. You didn't have the. It's called Chai. It's TCHIA.
Yeah. Soul
Ah.
jumping.
Chia.
Yeah.
Chia.
Chia. Is it Chia?
Chia.
Chia, yes.
That game looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
Also,
I wish it came out this year because it's late.
also Ramen looks good.
Ramen, yeah.
You play as a bunch of like noodle dudes, and the trailer just sold me because the guy's name was Sal Manila. So
And like bonus points for the Kevin chili pot spill reference at the beginning of the trailer.
Oh, I do remember that part. Okay.
there was
Any-
also
Oh yeah.
a DC game that has like with Batman when Batman dies and all that stuff. That's on the Epic Store as well.
Gotham
that I
Knights.
yeah, the Gotham Knights one that I actually want to play because I am a fan of Nightwing and I want to play Nightwing. So
Yeah.
I already know I want to play that game though.
Mhm.
That was during the actual Summer Game Fest show though, wasn't it?
Which
no,
one?
it was on the Epic one.
Was it?
Which one?
Yep, it was on the Epic one. The Midnight Suns
it-
one was the one that was on the Games Fest one.
I thought
Sure,
the
both.
Batman was too, because I thought I.
No,
They were
they
both.
had- yeah, they-
it was
they had
both.
both. They had
Oh.
both.
Yeah. That was the thing with the Epic Games is there was a little bit of overlap with stuff we've already seen and also
Yeah.
stuff that's come out this year.
Or Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to add to this, but I do. That I forgot the Lord of the Rings one did look pretty fun, or not fun, but good, or not good but interesting because they didn't really show that much, but it was interesting.
I mean, what I gathered from that game is it looks like Deep Rock Galactic, but Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Works
perhaps,
still.
perhaps, yeah. Okay. Anyone, anything else? Anything else to add to the Epic Games show?
Giga Bash looks fun.
Giga Bash, but that's not.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we've
They've shown
we
that
also
before. I've
we've
seen
seen that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. I mean, yeah, Ramen was really good, and you guys already mentioned Sia. Like all the new stuff was at the front end. Yeah, not really much to say. There wasn't a lot, but also it wasn't 2 hours long, so it's already beaten Summer Games Fest.
It was only like 20 minutes.
I think it was 30. Oh no, yeah, it was about 25 minutes, somewhere between 25 and 30 minutes.
They're the ones that had the wrestler dude who was the host, right? Isn't he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Salt and Sacrifice look cool too.
Okay.
It's already out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
We-
yeah.
We
Yeah,
ready to
it
we
is.
ready to grade the show? I will
Yeah.
start, and I might be the harshest one here, but I'm gonna say a D. So
You say a B?
A
D,
D.
Oh,
as in dog shit.
wow.
Wow.
Spicy.
Spice.
Well-
Yep, the spice is here.
We'll go. Lewis, you saw it, right? Yeah, you did.
I don't think I
Oh.
did watch it, but I was like looking through the game, so
Oh, okay. Max, did you see it?
I watched it, but the fact that I don't remember what they announced is probably not a good thing for the grade. So I'm gonna say E for effort.
For everyone.
Is that worse than F?
Yeah, I think it's
They
like
they tried
interpret.
something. They tried something.
Yeah, find your own interpretation out of that. Justin, what did you think?
I'd give it a solid B plus. A lot of
B+.
those games are what I would play, but I also play a lot of games on the computer, so like that's just I
Like,
think it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'd give it a B plus. There was a lot of games on that list that I was like, yeah, I want to play. So
I mean,
Okay.
but a lot of them, like there was a portion dedicated to stuff that's already come out, and then there was stuff we already seen in other shows. So I think that's why I'd probably give it also probably a C plus, because even though it didn't have as much content, it also wasn't dragged out for 2 hours. So with that said, that's what I'm gonna give it.
Okay. Alvaro, did we skip you? Or
I didn't watch it.
oh, okay.
If it's PC related, I'm not watching.
Okay then. So we finished the Epic Game Show. what I think that was all I watched. What came after
There
Epic?
was
That
a
was
PC game show, but that one
So
was snooze fest.
there was a Tribeca game show, which showed it. Some of the stuff was stuff shown that in a little bit of the other shows, but it was a lot of. I think there was about 10 games, and all of it was like extended looks. We had the one that I liked was called Thirsty Suitors. That was the very first game they showed. It's like if you took a RPG and Bollywood and mixed it together
Don't
and
tease.
with a vibrant art style, then that's what you get. And it was pretty funny. Like there's like a summon, like she's like in combat with this dude that's like hitting on her, and like her summon, she calls mom, and she like a giant form of her mom comes out and like hits him with a chancla.
yeah, let's go.
Nice.
It's definitely different. So there's Thirsty Suitors, and then there's one called Immortality. Looked really interesting. Super artsy. Essentially, it is it's one of those movie games where there's like movie clips, actual like actors that they used. But essentially, the game is about a fictional actress from the like the 60s, I think was that
Mhm.
year. And she made 3 movies that never got released, and she disappears. And like the whole game is you're watching these clips, and then you're trying to like solve the mystery, and you can pause any clip, and then if you see things you can click it, and it'll zoom in and take you to another like linking clip. So like you jump around between different clips as you're trying to like piece everything together. um it looks super interesting. I think it was worth mentioning. um was High on Life, that
That was, I think that was part of the Microsoft show.
was it?
Um, yeah, but I think I heard that
I
it was from the Tribeca show too. I
Yeah,
thought that was
yeah.
the one by the makers of Rick and Morty. I think
Yes, yeah, that one
Yes.
looks really
Yeah.
good.
the weird gun, the weird guns with the personality. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure. I yeah, still don't know
Yeah.
how to judge it, but it looks at least interesting.
All their games are super weird, but interesting.
Yeah.
um
When you say
they all
they,
they,
you're talking about Tribeca. Is that
yeah.
that's a publisher,
No.
uh
right? I'm assuming.
yeah, okay, so there's another one called Venba that looks really cool, and it's kind of like a cooking one. It's a puzzle game,
Right up your alley.
and yeah, it's a cooking puzzle game, and it kind of is based around like a Fiji Indian characters,
Mhm.
and like you're cooking these recipes, this like, and like as you're playing it, they show the good thing about the Tribeca game show is they showed a lot of like background, like how they're making it, and they were cooking the dishes, and they were using like microphones to like capture the actual sounds of the cooking to put in the game. And then they have like a little radio, like all the music in the game is like Hindi music that plays on like an old style radio that you can like change. Um, it looks really cool.
Are those
Um,
the 3 highlights of the Tribeca show then?
yeah, because I mean they have showed stuff that popped up in other places. Plague's Tale, what was the first I'd seen of it. It pops up in other shows.
Okay.
The Cub looks cool. American Arcadia got an extended look at that. That also popped up in other places.
That game did look cool. The American
But
Arcadia.
I don't know why
yeah,
I can't remember that one.
there was only 9 games. It was an hour long. There was only 9 games.
Okay.
That one, there was some cool stuff, but it was boring because of how they presented. Like it was so low energy. Just watch the trailers. Don't watch the
Oh,
whole show.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
that
Did
one
anybody else watch
also
the
a C.
Tribeca game show here?
I think I was the only one.
Okay, so I think you're gonna speak for all of us during this rating, Jonathan. What
Yeah.
do you give? What letter grade do you give the Tribeca Game Show?
The games were good. I would say a B for the games, a C for the overall presentation, just because it was just like it makes that mistake where it's just people talking. And while there was some cool stuff in the background, like learning about how they made these games and the inspirations, it's just like, man, none of these people talk with any energy, and it was hard to watch. It was a little hard to watch the in between game parts.
So you said a C and a B.
Yeah, for the games themselves, they all look good, but
So B minus it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other shows that are worth mentioning that anybody watched here?
Capcom.
That one was kind of like not.
It looks
I
cool.
wouldn't talk
It
about
wasn't.
it.
It was not
was
necessary.
It was all. I mean, but that's what Capcom does, though. Like they just show a bunch of stuff we already know about, and they just show
Yeah.
extended stuff.
Did they show anything about that game Pragmata?
No,
That
none
they
of
showed
that.
like
None of
They
that.
showed
Okay.
they showed Exoprimal again, which when we first seen it at that PlayStation State of Play, I was like, man, this game reminds me of something, and I finally figured it out. It reminds me of Lost Planet, which is another Capcom title. Like that's it. It was like poking my brain from, like, what does this remind me of? And I had to go searching through all of Capcom's IPs, but like, it reminds me of Lost Planet, but with more dinosaurs.
Okay. Well, I think we did a pretty good job at covering the overall Games Fest stuff. We pretty much went through like a whole week in like I don't know. Well, it was like an hour, but yeah.
There was there's 3 games that I just seen trailers for that got announced. I don't think they were in a particular show. One was Grounded, which
that was in the Microsoft show.
The Xbox
wasn't
game?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Obsidian. Yeah,
I didn't get to talk about it. But
I'm a fan of that game already. So
yeah, that one looked cool. And then I know we mentioned the plethora of Stardew like games that got announced, like Roots of Pacha, and for like Dinkum and Coral Island were some of the ones that popped up. But I think there was 3 that stood out to me. One Lonely Outpost looked really cool. I like the art, and it's like Stardew in space on a planet. Super Zoo, which is
Martian, like the movie.
Yeah. Super Zoo is if you had a zoo, that movie about the zoo, pretty much.
We bought a zoo.
Yeah, we bought a zoo, but Stardew Valley.
The bus that couldn't slow down.
And then the last one, which I think was probably the most different, was Nervalis, was the steampunk, or sorry, cyberpunk Stardew game where you run a bar, but you can also, explore the city. That one looked really cool.
Yeah, if any of you guys want to like team up and play like co-op on any one of these Stardew like games, I'm hella down.
I'm down.
I just got a victory royale on Fortnite, so you can hit me up for it.
Hey, give it up for Alvaro.
Did any of you guys watch the
Wasn't
PC
that-
game show?
Got a victory royale while multitasking over here.
I did. I just didn't care for any of the games that they actually showed.
There was that one studio that used to be part of Blizzard. Was it like Bigfoot Games or something like that?
They're the one that they made they're making the new game that's like StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft and Warcraft. It's like a spiritual successor, but it's free to play.
Yeah, Stargate.
And yeah, and I like how they have to mention that there's not going to be any pay to win mechanics or NFTs. Like
that might turn out to be a huge selling point now in this age, in this era.
It makes me sad, but I understand why they're saying it. Yeah, the PC game show was kind of the dead too. I'm glad that I didn't watch that one live because the host was obnoxious, so I was like fast forwarding through all the non-game trailers.
Clearly, you've never seen a PC game show.
I have not.
I saw that shit live like 5
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. I think the only game I've ever seen from a PC game show that I liked was The Witcher. Actually, I think that was like the first one, and this was in the Witcher 2 era when it was only a PC game. Yeah, but that was like the
Damn.
only thing. Yeah. Um, but
There
I
was-
mean that kind of caused me to stop watching though, because yeah, it's usually a little boring.
yeah, it was really long, but I had time, so I watched it. Oh, they're remaking System Shock. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody.
Yeah, yes, that's a big deal.
What's that game?
It was a pre-successor to BioShock.
It's like
Oh,
one of the original first-person shooters from like 1994,
Yeah,
and it's being fully remade in 2022.
and there was that one with the pumpkin people, where it was like the little kids wearing the pumpkin helmet. I don't know what the game is called, but it looked cool. I
okay.
was trying to see if someone did timestamps so I can like name drop it, but oh well.
I mean, I know we already did an Xbox one, but do you want to just say what you thought real quick, John, of the Xbox before we probably close it out?
I think I mentioned the games in the Xbox one that I liked.
Yeah, you said
Um,
Grounded. I mean,
That's hilarious.
I have thoughts about Starfield, but I mean that's
that shit looked
gonna
boring
be
as
long.
hell.
It's gonna be long for me to
Look,
to cover that.
I don't understand the whole Bethesda thing. Like, it looks like a more boring version of
No Man's Sky.
yeah,
That's
like
impressive because most people look at No Man's Sky and already think that it looks boring. So
yeah. Well, but at least it has an interesting art style. Like it's so hyper realistic. Starfield that it's just like,
It looks
man,
very
dude.
flat.
Yeah, it's just like
That's how it looks to me.
it reminds me of that in the PS3 era when everybody was making like these dark, gritty, like muddy looking colored games. And like that, yeah. So, oh gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, it visually looked like fine. Like it
The graphics are good.
yeah. It's not about the graphics. It's just the gameplay looks. Ugh.
Well, since the video didn't make it up, when I told these guys while we watched it, it made me think of Mass Effect if Mass Effect was boring.
Yeah. And I
yeah,
think that's one of the reasons why I've never played any of their games. I tried like Fallout 3 was super boring. I tried 3 separate times to play that game and I couldn't play more than an hour or two. Like,
yeah, I don't think I would be able to express myself in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes
but
even. So
George,
We're just gonna need a solo episode.
there
Yeah,
were
I
some
think we
good
should-
stuff like with the riot games, like all that stuff coming to like that's a lot of value if you play League and all those in Valorant.
Yeah, that stuff is huge.
I was like, dang, but I've retired from that. So
Every time.
yeah, it's too rage inducing. I mean, Diablo looked good, but it's not really in my cup of tea kind of game.
Diablo.
Yeah, it's Diablo. It looks really MMO-y, like MMO light. And it's probably going to be always online, even if you're playing by yourself, which is, I guess, to be expected in this day and age. But yeah, there was some good stuff. I'd give it like a B-. I think for the overall show. Like it wasn't like I thought it was better than Summer Games Fest. And they showed games. It's just none of that stuff. There wasn't really like that big like bang.
Starfield was that's what Starfield's supposed to be. Unless you care about like Kojima or like Persona going to Xbox,
I mean, the Kojima thing, but they didn't show anything for Kojima though. They just said that he's making a game, and that's it. Like it's hard to get excited about.
Who else in the world has that kind of clout where they could just come on and it's part of the show just to say that they're making a video game? Who else has that kind of clout? Nobody.
No,
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Not a single person.
That's probably it.
I think it was okay. Like I didn't hate it. And I hope we get to see more PlayStation stuff, and there will be a Nintendo one.
Yeah.
But when.
Yeah.
I mean, time's a ticking.
I mean, if I don't know if how long does Summer Games Fest go for?
It's for the
It's all
whole
month.
month, I think.
It's
yeah.
all whole month because if the rumors are to be believed, and I know I always mention the rumors, but this one, if you want to find it any more credible, Alana, your goddess of streaming, was the one that said it's going to be what, June 28th or the end of the month. It's going to be at the end of the month. Yeah. And then there was a bunch of other people that were corroborating that date. The only thing it's kind of weird is it's the date that she said is the same day as their big investors meeting. So unless they're going to go and do that and then have the investors meeting, like
maybe they're just going to stream the investors meeting.
Usually the investors meeting, they talk about the stuff that they had released, and it kind of affects other shit. So
Stock price.
Yeah. So unless if the only thing I could think of, if they don't have anything big, then they want to have the investors meeting and then the show. But if they do have stuff big to show, then they're going to do it right before, and then it's just going to like light a fire. So, but at the end of the month, that's what the rumors are saying. The last week of June.
Well, I think we should close out the episode, but to give our viewers an idea of what might be coming next, since we kind of have a schedule in line with the Summer Games Fest that's going on, what are the big shows that are happening this week?
Final Fantasy has a show tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, you said Square's tomorrow.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Is it
You said Final
exclusively?
Fantasy.
It's exclusively Final Fantasy.
Oh, really? Okay. So we have
Yeah.
Square.
Okay.
Any other big ones? I don't know. So you guys.
I don't know if it's big, but Dragon's Dogma has a 10th anniversary show tomorrow as well. And that's as far as I know.
I almost forgot. The most disappointing thing was the Assassin's Creed anniversary stream.
You watched that too?
I watched the first
my
6
God.
minutes, and then it was done, and they were gonna play the game, and I look at the live chat, they're like F F F F F. They're like, is this it? That's it?
Did they want a fucking Ezio remaster or something?
I don't know. I think they
Remake?
were expecting them to do more than like a 6-minute, drop of information and then just talking over gameplay footage of Valhalla. But yeah, that was hilarious. Is there anything else besides those two coming up?
There's an Indie Games Connect June 25th.
Indie.
THQ Nordic has thing in August.
Ooh, wow, that's a ways away.
And then there's another one next month for Nacon. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky, and like I said, there'll be another PlayStation State of Play. Hopefully.
Yeah. Or like you said, the Nintendo Direct has got to come.
Yeah,
eventually.
It will definitely come because they need to announce what's coming up in the next 3 months, and they haven't done that yet, really.
Yeah,
Advance Wars for everyone.
I told Alvaro if Sony doesn't have one by like July, I'm going to assume that God of War is delayed till next year.
There has already been rumors that it was pushed back to next year, but there's holdouts.
In your rumors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I listen to the news every day.
I'm starting a rumor that God of War comes out tomorrow.
And by listening to the news, you mean
I don't know if you want that you don't want that pushback on you.
Okay.
It'll be the Fortnite skin again.
Oh.
All right. Well, that will be our episode, everybody. Thanks for listening this far, and be sure to join us next time online when we join the meta and film our podcast from space.
Thank God, finally.
Bye.
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 Happy birthday, Last of Us.
With no helmet.
Thank you for listening, but before you go, please make sure to like and subscribe to our show, and leave a comment with whatever thoughts you may have. We record a new episode of Last Time Online every week, so keep an eye out for the latest episode. From time to time, we stream on Twitch, so if you would like to see how we act while we are gaming, go over to our channel and give us a follow. We are sponsored by Dubby Energy Drink. Dubby gives you the focus so that you can just be better at video games, all while having no jitters or crash. Click on the link in the description for a 10% discount on your orders on us. We love taking feedback from our audience, so if you have a question for us, you and your question could be featured in our next episode. Check links in the description for ways to reach us and also where to follow each of us on social media. See you next time online.